Well, here we are. I'm doing a wee bit of work to my Audi Quattro. I originally brought this car back in about 1996. I was the second owner. Stupidly, I let it go and regretted that decision ever since. When I found it again a few years ago, I promptly brought it back, and yeah, I've just been slowly putting it back together. I really need another car for parts, but I have been kindly donated some parts for it. I still need more parts. I need headlights, grille, front bumpers, radiator. I've got the engine. I've got all these bits. Wiring's going to be interesting. It's only me who's doing the rebuild. So here's the engine I've got for it. This was sold with the car when I brought it back. It's a turbo engine. So I'm going to, the car was it's a 2.1. This engine is the 2.1 turbo engine. I believe it came out of an Audi 200. This engine was originally the 2.2 non-turbo engine, so I'm going to see about grafting it in. I've got my trusty welder here. So I've just been having a look at some rust work, and got some rust work up around the sunroof here. I was donated the sunroof for it, a better sunroof than the one I've got. It's going to need a good bit of work to get her up and running. Need all new brake lines, new wheels. I was donated the boot spoiler. I'll need tail lights. This car came out with the smoked rear tail lights. Here's the box that come with the engine. This is the turbo box. I was advised just to use this, so I'll probably fit that as well. So I'm going to need some pretty substantial bits at some stage. So I've got the doors there. Doors need some work. I was thinking about fitting them up just to see how they fit, but we'll see. This is the original dashboard. It's got a hole in it. So, along with the donated parts that I've got, I was donated another good dashboard, so I'm using that. I was donated the dashboard binnacle there, the speedo cluster. I'll need another driver's seat. These seats, they didn't come out of it originally. The seats that come out of it were a reddish insert. The black, it had the black fabric there, but the insert here was a reddish type colour. I'm going to be taking these front guards off. It's got a lot of, it's had a little bit of a bingle here by the looks of it. So I've got other guards there to go onto it. So it's a bit of work. The guards themselves aren't too bad to take off. So I've got to want to replace the bonnet. It's had some bit of an accident there too. Probably can't really see it on the camera there, but that yeah, I want to replace that bonnet. Not happy with that. I've got to find for the turbo, it comes out, I've got to find the turbo fuel distributor with the aluminium hat on it. I think the airbox will work. I just need to replace the fuel distributor. Although in saying that, it's got all the bits there. This is a K-Jetronic. Saying that, I'm thinking about going to electronic injection, considering it. The turbo is a K26. I'm looking just for streetability to go down to a K24, if I can find one of those. I'll be tearing into this engine at some stage and just seeing what the condition is. I might stick it up on my engine stand and put the flywheel back on, which I've got down there. And I've got the starter motor there, and just spin it over and see what the compressions are like. I want to do the rear main seal, front main seal, clean up bits like this, the back of the head there. I need engine mounts. It'd be good to fit it in and see how it fits in a non-turbo engine room. So I pulled this guard off before, so that's another thing I'm going to do. So at the moment I'm just taking off all the sound deadening, or all the loose sound deadening, and I'll clean all that up, clean the rust underneath it, and give it a good scrub and anti-rust paint, and then I'll put some more sound deadening on it. Interestingly, in the back parcel shelf here, somebody's cut out the speaker trays, speaker holes. Not very happy with that. Ideally I want to try to get that fixed up. So I don't know why people do that. They don't really need to. I'm going to be getting in underneath here at some stage as well, and I'll be doing all the underneath, giving that a good clean up. All the sills appear to be okay. I'll be getting it up on axle stands and giving it a bit of a look over. Rear diff's still there, so that's a good sign. It's something I don't have to replace. I'll have to get fuel lines. I'll make them up. I'll make brake lines up. I need a fuel pump. Fuel lines made. Rust work if there's any. So yeah, it's a wee winter project. I don't know how long it will take, but it'll take as long as it needs to, I guess. Need another quattro side window. I'll need a window for one of the doors. I'm going to be pulling the pins out of these hinges. They've got movement. Probably can't see that on the camera. On the passenger side, funnily enough, it's even worse. The movement in the hinge. So I'll be doing them and fixing them up. The wiring is going to be a bit of a challenge. But yeah, it's a wee project that I've decided to undertake and to restore this back to a good running vehicle. I was told by the seller that something fell against this panel, so I've yet to decide on how to fix this. If I can find another shell, do I cut the panel out and just cut the panel out of here and cut it out and replace it, or do I fix this in place? As I understand it, it's a double skin and the access is less than ideal, so I'll be trying to see what I can do there. See if I can get some light on. No, we can't get some light on. So I've got my wee workshop that I can work on while I'm doing it. Here we go, I'll get a torch. Flashlight. Here we are. So the access in here is it's less than ideal. And do I cut that panel out and just graft another panel in, or what do I do with that? That bumper I've just put on temporarily. So I'll be taking that off. Back when I owned it the first time, I witnessed it in an accident that was run into from behind, and the panel beater that I used done a real dodgy repair. Of course, he didn't know at the time. He used a lot of bog, pushed it back out again, and then used a lot of bog in it. I've measured the bog to be at least 5-6 mil thick. So I discovered that I was not very happy with that, so I'm going to try to rectify that as well. So apparently the gearboxes, the turbo gearboxes are the ones to use. It's got the locking diff. I've got the axles and that ready. I want to pull the subframes out of this. I've got a bit of rust up in here. This is about the most substantial bit of rust I've got in the vehicle. So I'll be looking at fixing that somehow. The other side isn't bad. I need an exhaust system. I'll be wanting to give everything a clean up. Take the subframes out, jack it up, put it on jack stands, and still got rear axles in it. I've got the front axles. So pull subframes out and give them a clean up, a paint up, do any rust work underneath that is needed. So, and get that all fixed up. Just do the bits, do it all and get it done. So that's there. That panel there and the rust work where I've showed you is about the biggest challenges really. That there's going to be interesting to try to do. Just trying to make that compound curve there, make the curve up. That's going to be interesting to do. I need all the sunroof parts. Need to try to get them and then fit them. Looks like somebody's just pulled them straight out. They couldn't undo them, so they just pulled them straight out, which is an annoyance. So I'll have to fix all that as well. So it's just an overview on my Audi Quattro, and show you guys what needs done. I think it's going to be a very satisfying project, just going through it and seeing what I can do, get it built. Alright everybody, thanks for watching.